Peace, peace, peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. Good evening. Today is Thursday, January what day is it? The 12th. It is 9:05. I am your host, Kofa. I appreciate all checking in. I appreciate all comments. Let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Discuss afterward, discuss during. The comments are open. I have the link pinned to the top. It's in the comments. I have it pinned if you want to hop on. I just ask that you cam up for me. Just let me see it. When I have you in the green room waiting to come on, you can take yourself off camera, have your avatar up or whatever you need to have up if you don't want your face shown on YouTube. But if you do come on, you waive all rights of suing me. I ain't even got monetized yet, so you ain't getting no money no damn way. But when you do show up in the green room, just show me your face. That's all I need. You can take it down. I'll bring you on. We can have the discussion. So as you guys saw the thumbnail, tonight's discussion is about the alpha male, or the thought of the alpha male. I'm gonna go through a couple of articles I came across in an old school video. I know you guys are going to appreciate. Peace. What's going on, Broken Traditions? Peace to everybody hopping in. Peace, Mind Games Uncut. Appreciate everybody checking in, tapping in. I really want to hear you guys' feedback. Please utilize the pin at the top of the chat, because I really want to talk to somebody tonight. I just want to throw in this Kofa's theory that there's a falsehood, and we've kind of fucked up and flip-flopped the idea. Crazy idea. We flip-flopped the idea of what the alpha male actually is. We can get into the science of it, the discussion, the debates, the different views of the alpha beta discussion. I know there's been a big topic here on YouTube, especially in the manosphere over the last couple of years. There's been books written, again, articles. There's the whole archetype hierarchy. There's not just the alpha beta. For those that don't know, there's the alpha, beta, sigma, gamma. It scans the spectrum. We can have those discussions. I feel like I more lean to the sigma side. I guess my personality trait, I think I lean more to that, but that's even up for debate. So just new information. Excuse me as I sip my hot chocolate as we're having this discussion, because this shit is good. I don't know who thought of that idea, but it was genius. I told y'all I'm a big kid at heart. Hot chocolate and Swiss Miss decided to add in the Lucky Charms marshmallows. So give it up for them and their marketing department. Whoever thought of that shit, you are a fucking genius and you need a raise. This shit is delicious. Excuse me. Y'all know, excuse me. Y'all know you gotta drink it while it's hot. That shit is fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll into tonight's topic. So Kofa's theory again, call me crazy, is what it is. Yeah, tell her broken traditions. Let her know, because who but it? She's gonna be hooked. So go ahead and buy 2 boxes, because once you have it, you might want to probably take one from her, poor thing. But so this is just Kofa's theory. In all seriousness, we've constantly heard about the alpha and the beta, the hierarchy. Shout out to Obsidian. As we talked about in the manosphere, the alpha fucks, the beta bucks theory. Women sleep with, desire, have kids with the quote unquote alpha, and they use the beta's money on the back end. So I got to thinking, if the alpha's just procreating, but the beta is the one that's actually out here doing the heavy lifting, he's doing the task of taking care of a home, wouldn't that make the beta the alpha? By all intents and purposes, right? And people love to compare the animal kingdom. We'll see that shortly. But we love to compare the animal kingdom, the alpha wolf, the alpha lion, you know, the leader of the pack, the leader of the pride, things like that. When truthfully, a lot of these quote unquote alpha males, they have the charisma, they have the swag, they have the, you know, whatever makes, you know, women desire them or whatnot. But they have all this, but yet many of them, if you truly watch it, many of them cannot lead. So wouldn't that make them the beta? You often hear guys bigging up their women, and the crazy part is women eat this shit up. They love, oh man, my girl do this, my girl do that, da, 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 da. And when it boils down to it, this dude that everybody think he got a bad one, or he got, you know, so-and-so stay with bitches, man, da, 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 X, Y, and Z. The brother really don't do shit. Not just for himself, but for the woman or women that he's dealing with, or the community at large. When we really sit back and look at it, he talk a good game, he may dress the part. It's the same thing with the, again, using the animal kingdom, and people move differently, but just using that as an example, the male peacocks are the prettiest. They got the biggest feathers, the more colorful feathers. So they look great. Excuse me. They look great, right? Just like similar to a lot of guys out here, they may look the part, talk the part, dress the part, may even walk it, so to speak. They're faking it till they make it. And a lot of women eat that up as them being the quote unquote alpha. My favorite alpha is the loudmouth ass nigga. You gotta let everybody know he's in the room. He's the realest nigga breathing. He done did X, Y, and Z, and you know, can't nobody touch him. That type of dude. But when it boils down to it, what's amazing is that women will procreate with these men and then complain later on that that guy, that alpha that she submitted to, really wasn't hitting on shit. So I always ask the women, well, how do you get that close to your pussy? How do you get close enough to be able to make a baby with you? because that's however long it took for y'all to get pregnant. That's 9 months of carrying a child, 6.5 to 8 weeks of recovery, and you're still dealing with this dude. And then when it's finally cut off, he was this, that, and the third, all types of negative, right? And somehow, some way, they find a way to defend the quote unquote alpha and all his shortcomings. But yet the beta is the one that has all these issues, but she chooses him later on down the line and wants him to do the heavy lifting, which he's capable of doing, and a lot of times willing to do. I know there's the big discussion and dating single moms and all that, but there's a lot of men out there that are open to that, and they're capable of leading. So wouldn't that make them the true alpha? It's just a crazy ass Kofa theory. Again, I ain't got it all. I don't walk on water. Anybody can come up, debate me, or inject their thoughts and ideas into it. But it's just interesting to me that that's the way it typically plays out. But when you break it down bare bones, the beta is the one that's taking care of the household. He's not only taking care of another man's kids, he's taking care of somebody else's kids. The guy that we've labeled the beta. But let me skip to this article I had. Matter of fact, we're gonna have a little fun. The broken condition. Let's bring this up, brother. Appreciate you chiming in. I just had this conversation yesterday, Sheesh. I may have to hop on once I upload this video. Yes, please do, brother. Please go ahead and hop on. We'd love to have you here. Appreciate you always giving me a space on your platform. So definitely, if you can, hop on. I'm gonna rock out for a little minute. I just like to have this discussion. I'm gonna read a couple of articles, but right now, I'm gonna give you your dessert first. So give me 3 minutes of your time. Let's take this throwback. Now I'm gonna come back to the alpha discussion, because this guy in the prison would be considered to be a alpha. Unfortunately, in a lot of terms in society at large, the bad boy, the outlaw, the guy that's done time in jail. Want to make sure I'm getting my... Okay. I just had to check my levels. I thought they had disappeared for a second. Checking. Okay. I'm still here. The guy that had been in jail, the outlaw, he's not going to take shit off society. He moves in his own way, and so many women are attracted to him. And then he runs into...
We met Fleece Johnson, a longtime inmate who practices a very different kind of homosexuality.
But we have sexual desires, right?
The booty warrior.
So you got a bunch of men locked up in one place. All of them get hard. All of them's horny. All of them got sexual desires. So what are they going to do? You won't let them have a woman. They gonna have somebody's gonna have to give us some booty. And it's just that simple.
The most memorable story that Fleece told us was about the place and importance that booty has in a maximum security penitentiary. And he went on about...
Y'all hold on. I had to hop back on. Look at dude's disgust, surprise, and shock. He told us about the hierarchy of booty. I'm gonna let him rock. I just had to throw that on. Just look at his face. But let him go ahead and finish rocking.
And on about it.
In his prison, booty. Booty was more important than food. Booty, a man's butt. It was more important. I'm serious. It was more booty, having some booty.
I'm gonna stop stopping it, but yeah, this is Broken Tradition said this is funny, but not funny. Laughing my ass off, and you see the way that Fleece Johnson. I wonder if he's still living. I heard he got out. If the Fleece Johnson stopped and laughed himself, like, I'm serious. There's a man's butt, booty. I'm sorry, this is so fucked up. And I'm gonna tell you why It's fucked up. I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing at the same time, but let them finish cooking.
Was more important than drinking water, man. I like booty.
Johnson went on to tell our crew how he used to satisfy his sexual desires, especially during the 1970s and 80s, when he was most active and prison security was more lax.
When I see one, and he looks good to me, when I go see him, I say, you come here. I say, I'm telling you what, I like you, and I want you. And we can do it the easy way or the hard way. So the choice is yours, right? And it was always yes.
Johnson also had a warning for the new generation of inmates. They might be asking for trouble from old-timers.
You know, they got this thing where they sag their pants past their butt. It's a style. They call it some sort of gangster style. You know, it's sexy to us, right? And see, but they weren't prepared for this, right? So you sag your pants in her, man, somebody be up in your butt, you know? And it's just that simple.
Johnson even let the lockup crew know that when he was in his prime, they wouldn't be safe from his advances either.
If y'all had been in her back then in them days, and as much as I like booty, I probably felt one of y'all butts. And y'all was walking past me and dared you to say so. I'm not no shame in my game. This is nothing that I'm ashamed to admit. I am what I am. I'm a warrior too, you know, so let that be known. I'm a warrior.
Coming up on Lockup Raw.
I was convicted of 4 counts of first degree.
Look here, man. I'm back. I'm gonna tell y'all why I was laughing, man. Just him talking like that old school player, not giving a fuck what came out his mouth. He already in there doing his time. And it's fucked up how simplistic he made it. Just, hey man, you come here. But the psychology of a community is brothers that go to prison are the hardest of the hard. Those are the alphas. Those are the ones that quote unquote run the community, right? And that man just told you he done broke him down. Y'all heard what he said. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. And the answer was always yes. You can't tell me he didn't get his rocks off being the alpha, being the dominant one to break down one of these big dudes that go behind the wall in the prison. We done seen it. I've seen it. He done went in there hard as a rock and come out switching. No hate, no disrespect to anybody's community. But this is the idea that we have of the alpha male in the black community oftentimes. And the sad part is, it's 2023. I think this video is almost, I know it's over 10 years old. I know it's well over 10 years old. So the idea that we still have this thought process in our community about the alpha, I guess, being so domineering over every space. And I truly believe that thought process is what has gotten so many other brothers killed over time. Everybody want to be the lead dog. Everybody want to be the quote unquote head of the pack. Again, the alpha theory. I'm gonna show you where it came from. I'm gonna read a little excerpt. So every let me get this out of the way. Every article that I bring up, the link is in the description. You can go read it for yourself. But there's certain parts I highlighted that I wanted to touch on. So we can get in that real quick. And I'm gonna expound on that as well. So this is the myth of the alpha male. I zoomed in too close. It's from a website called Big Ideas. I downloaded it today, but I was doing some research earlier this week for the for the show tonight. But you see, I highlighted December the 10th, 2015. And all intents and purposes, when I'm trying to pull information, I try to stick with, I guess, research and collegiate rules. I try to stay within a 5-year time frame. But the reason why I pulled this article from this year is because this was around the beginning of the manosphere, so to speak. Kind of when things really started picking up. I know it's been guys here and there, but as a collective, it started morphing from the research I've seen. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I picked up on Kevin Samuels probably 2017, 2018. And I know it was some people that put him on. So I think this was really around the beginning of like the snowball effect of the red pill, MGTOW, manosphere space going, especially the black manosphere. But that's why I picked this this older article, because I wanted to highlight that. I keep zooming out. Hold on, let me skip to the page I wanted to highlight. Just a little excerpt. Give me a second. It was more toward the end, kind of a summation. So basically, when it comes to the hierarchy of women, what the article summarized was to each her own, and then it kind of expounded just a little bit. But I'm gonna read it off. I don't know who's driving. I don't know whose hands are busy doing other stuff, and they're just listening to me. So no disrespect, not trying your intelligence. I know you guys can read. I know you know how YouTube works, but just in case, I just wanted to give that disclaimer. So to each her own. This is the bottom part of the article again. And the link is in the chat. Link is in the description again. It is neither the alpha nor the beta male that is most desired by women. Taken together, the research suggests that the ideal man for a date or romantic partner is one who is assertive, confident, easygoing, and sensitive without being aggressive, demanding, dominant, quiet, shy, or submissive. In other words, a prestigious man, not a dominant man. We always hear about the alpha male dominating or quote unquote being just a flat out asshole. So I like to look at it as a balanced man at the end of the day. You see, it says assertive, confident, easygoing. You don't gotta be the rah-rah guy all the time, right? You don't gotta be the life of the party. You don't gotta be the most popular. And sensitive, because as an elder told me, women are emotional, men are sensitive. And I know we're taught that's a nasty word amongst men, but if you stop and think about it again, if something goes left with a friend or family member, especially a child of a man, we feel that. While we may not have carried that child, where the child may not be ours biologically, we are very sensitive to a lot of stuff. This is the whole don't talk about my mama idea, right? I'm gonna keep reading. Second paragraph. In fact, it appears that the prestigious man who is high in both assertiveness and kindness is considered the most attractive to women for both short-term affairs and long-term relationships. This research should offer some assurance that the genuinely nice, passionate kid who learns a culturally valued skill can be immensely attractive. Further, seeking to become a prestigious man is not only the surest route to success with women, but achievement in any area of life. Highlight another portion. Let me see if I can get to this other page. We can skip that. We'll circle back. So again, it's not always about the women, guys. It's not. You got to achieve something in life. You got to have some type of balance. You got to be assertive or take that next step and be the asshole if you need to be. But you also have to have some type of kindness, some type of gentleman air about yourself. Opening a door for somebody that's caring about. Don't even have to be a woman. It doesn't have to be a woman. You see a dude struggling with some boxes, come in, hey bro, I got it, just hold the door for me. Simple stuff. But everybody, we've gotten in this such mode that the alpha is the asshole. It's the only way to get shit done. X, Y, and Z. Again, this is just Kofa's theory. For me, a lot of the quote-unquote alpha males are simply male divas, in my opinion. Simply because, have you ever seen a dude that was considered popular or the alpha male and then he not get what he wanted? You ever seen how that motherfucker react? Like a goddamn child. You want to talk about emotional? But people are used to two things from black men: lust and anger. Those two things, unfortunately, equate to a real nigga in our community. And that shit often gets motherfuckers deleted. Or your ass going to jail. Because they ain't used to being told no. Again, this is what becomes of the son husband that a lot of women are raising. But don't want to slide off there. You know I can. Might do another video on it. But that son husband that's being raised usually becomes this quote unquote idea of what an alpha male is. And this is where you get packs of guys. That's crazy again, right? You got packs of guys not even knowing who a leader is. He's just good with this. I'm going to follow him over here. I'm going to follow this guy over here. I don't know what to do for myself. And then you have a lot of insecure men huddling up together to talk this shit. I know this isn't popular in the manosphere. Kofa might be simping right now, but I want brothers to actually get sharper. I don't want you to feel better. I want you to be better. I don't want you to even think, fuck feel. I don't even want you to think you're alpha. And you can't sit down logically and handle some shit. When your back is to the wall, you don't know what the fuck to do. It's a lot of these dudes that talk a good game about shit, right? But them niggas fold like hot laundry. When that pressure get on, and I've seen it happen all the time because they're accustomed to people doing shit for them. A lot of these niggas just have a good talk game. You got to watch out for them. That's about all they got going. Again, the look, the talk, and then you put them together, and what do we call that? Charisma. And it's where a lot of our sisters fall short. They believe this bullshit, and next thing they know, 9 months later, they raising a damn baby by themselves. And then the quote-unquote cleanup man, the beta male provider, that brother that's the true alpha, again, Kofa's theory, doesn't want to do that shit anymore. Now he's the devil. Because I've been him. I am him right now. Told y'all my thoughts on dating single moms and why not. I understand women have kids, but I'm just in a position in my life, I don't want to take care of no more kids. I got snipped. I might do a damn live on that. That might be a good idea. For some of y'all brothers on the fence, nigga, it might be time for that vasectomy. It's not that bad. I'll save that for later. That's a mental note. I'm gonna go to this other article and kind of expand on it, and then I'm gonna pivot to the guy who actually wrote and came up with the alpha wolf theory, where we're getting this alpha male theory from. One quick second, y'all. Then I'm gonna read this. So doing the same thing with this article. I do want to show you where I got it from. I'm gonna go back. I said back, not forward. Do what I'm telling you to do, computer. Yes, this came from the Insider. There's no such thing as an alpha male. Again, I'm not going to bore you. At the top, right up under the title, you can see this was in 2016. So again, I tried to find articles, around that time frame of the birth of the, or explosion of the black manosphere before it really snowballed and became what it is today. So for any of those brothers that may see this, that kind of spearheaded the black manosphere, thank you. But let me get to the highlighted portion. They kind of talked about, Trump's son had mentioned when Trump said he grabbed her by the pussy and all that, or it was just, his dad and whoever that other guy was doing what alphas do. But this guy right here, David I'm going to call him Mech. I'm not sure if it's Meech or Mech, whatever. I'm going to call him David Mech. Introduced the idea of the alpha male to describe behavior observed in captive, stay with me, captive animals. Alphas, he wrote in his 1970s book, The Wolf, Ecology and the Behavior of an Endangered Species, win control of their packs in violent fights with other males. Pay attention to that part. He described it and he observed the behavior of captive animals. Did I not just show you Fleece Johnson? Not calling brothers and sisters or anybody locked behind the wall animals, but when you're in an encaged place and you cannot leave, and you're literally fighting for what little bit of resources are being offered to you, what can you do? Want to skip through this some more. I think to start getting into some old tweets and stuff like that. But remember that name, David Mech. Now I'm going to pivot to something that he wrote. This is an excerpt that he wrote. Now I'm going to read this again because I don't know who's doing what, who's occupied, but listening. Y'all make sure when y'all come in, y'all hit that like button for me. Go ahead and just share it, post it on your page for me. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and you see when I'll talk about that when I go back. But let me go ahead and read this excerpt from David Mech's statement. The concept of the alpha wolf is well ingrained in the popular wolf literature, at least partly because of my book, The Wolf, Ecology and Behavior, blah, 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 written in 1968, published in 1970, republished in paperback in 1981, and currently is still in print, despite my numerous pleas to the publisher to stop publishing it. He found some new information. He had to go back on what he was working on. Although most of the book's info is still accurate, much is outdated. We have learned more about wolves in the last 40 years than in all of previous history. Again, we're taking this wolf archetype and putting it on human men. One of the outdated pieces of information is the concept of the alpha wolf or the alpha male. Alpha implies competing with others and becoming top dog by winning a contest or battle. Most of these niggas, again, can't do shit. They're claiming they alphas, but ain't nobody ever tested them. Some of them getting by on their looks. Some of them getting by on their size. Some of them are getting by on their willingness to conduct violence. Whatever that thing that's going to get them over and have them looking good, unfortunately, lust and anger, again, in our community, is seen as a sign of respect. Not seen as a sign of respect, but given respect. Where'd I leave off? However, most wolves who lead packs achieve their position simply by mating and producing pups, which then became their pack. Gonna visit that in a second. In other words, they are merely breeders or parents, and that's all we call them today: the breeding male, breeding female, or male parent, female parent, or the adult male or adult female. In the rare packs that include more than one breeding animal, the dominant breeder can be called that, and any breeding daughter can be called a subordinate breeder. So let's talk about that. First of all, he observed the wolves in captivity. They can't go nowhere. They're out of their natural habitat. He can't observe them hunting. He can't observe the biggest, baddest, alpha male or whatever, or leader step up and do anything outside of breed in this caged environment. Have sex. Fuck. He can't observe them doing anything else other than fucking, violence. What I just say? Lust and anger. When he went back years later and observed them in a natural habitat, you had a male and a female. They bred, they raised their puppies together. That was his pack. Again, the beta male, right? He's taking care of home. He's handling business. He's paying the bills. And I know, Kofa, we're human. These bitches got kids, this, that, and the third. Nigga, I hear you. But when he steps in and he takes on that pack, and he still has the ability to not only lead a pack of pups that he may not have created, but he's able to take care of his own pups, his kids, her kids, and a woman, and still handle his business. Wouldn't that make him the alpha? Because he had to go back on his theory, right? David Meck had to go back on his own theory. Hey, the alpha is the one that has bred with a woman and actually takes care of them. Going back to what we talked about in our community, a lot of these dudes are getting a lot of pussy. Again, 16% of the men are responsible for over 80% of the kids, almost damn near 90% of the kids being born in our community. You got multiple men with multiple kids too, from multiple women. But we respect them, right? Like, I've never seen, that is the most beta shit. If we're going to do the alpha beta shit, that is the most beta shit in the world, to have a bunch of dudes cheering for a nigga to get a whole bunch of pussy. Like, how are you celebrating another man's dick? Bruh, hold that L. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hold that L. That's some weird shit to me. I'm sorry. But it's, you know, it's a man, so-and-so get pussy, so-and-so do this, you know, so-and-so, you know, blah, blah, blah. Man, he stay with bitches. And the women fall for it too. They love it too. But they still can't figure out they're fucking the same guy. Even though that's all the fuck they complain about. Men are liars and cheaters. In order for him to be a cheater, that means he's sleeping with you and at least one more other person. We don't even realize what we're saying a lot of times in our community. These chicks are fucking the same dude. These dudes are running through multiple women, making multiple kids. There's no way he can be there for those children if he even wants to. And then the community got a hold of goddamn L. But then the beta male provider comes in, right? To do the heavy lifting, paying the bills, XYZ, like I just discussed. If y'all still got 6 folks watching, if you just came in, the camera is linked up at the top. The chat at the top of the chat is pinned to the top. If you want to come on, again, I just asked you come on. I gotta go through these comments real quick. Let me give shout out Theo, salute brother, appreciate you. See, don't worry about let me show. When your comment comes up, I had to go through some, I don't know why, I don't know what setting I have on there. Peace 100, man. Me and y'all see Durf Boy 22, that goddamn 100, bro. Me and him go back to college. You talking about some Grand Theft Auto, weed smoking motherfuckers. Boy, we had a good time. But let me bring up, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you tapping in. Let me bring up Lawrence Ross's comment. Peace, Lawrence. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Most black women find a beta for the basics and get their attention fixed from the so-called alphas and sometimes get caught up pregnant. Exactly. That's what we're talking about, the so-called alphas. My issue is you can't be an alpha and you're not taking care of responsibilities. You're not really leading a pack. You're a breeder. It's a lot of dudes out here. That's why I titled it. You see the thumbnail. You're not an alpha. You just fuck a lot. A play on Big Pun. Shout out to Pun. RIP, man. But a play on Big Pun, still not a player. Not a player. I just fuck a lot. Cool. But a lot of these dudes, you're not an alpha. You just fuck a lot. And again, it's some weird ass shit for a man to be, that this dude running through women left and right, leaving fatherless children. But unfortunately, this is what we celebrate in our community a lot of times, right? It's cool. It's just par for the course. It just is what it is. And the women have grown to accept it. So now they don't choose a solid ass dude. Or he's a simp, he a sucker, any other term you want to insert in place of a beta. We do this all the time. It's 2023. Let's do again. We're going on. Hey man, my boy laughing. He know, bro. We was high as a kite. Shout out to AUM in Montgomery, Alabama, man, we was high as a kite playing PlayStation 2. That was it. Grand Theft Auto Vice City and eating Hungry Howie's pizza. If you know, you know. But we had a good time. We did get an education, and yes, motherfucker, we graduated. For your asses start asking goddamn questions. We fucking graduated. But going back to the topic, man. It's a lot of these dudes that are pretending to be alphas. They talk real good. And unfortunately, our women fall for it. Other dudes fall for it too. Because now you think you got a partner that can handle something. Or you got a dude that you can follow. I know you're not supposed to follow as a man. But there are brothers that are better at certain things that you can learn from. I wouldn't be doing this live right now if it wasn't for Broken Traditions. Just a little bit of information he's giving me and taking out time in his schedule to help me out. I wouldn't be in front of y'all having this conversation right now. I'd still be struggle streaming. Still kind of am. I got to get some new equipment. Speaking of which, glad I touched on that. Y'all see the Cash App at the top. Y'all see the PayPal. Shoot your boy something. If you can't shoot anything, I'm not just, I'm passing around a collection plate, but I am trying to get more equipment. Everything I do have came out of my pocket. So if y'all want to help the channel grow, I really appreciate it. If not, likes are free. I take them too. Likes and shares run up my subscribers so I can get some of this ad revenue. We can keep it simple like that. But getting back on topic, a lot of these dudes are faking the funk as alphas. And you see Felice Johnson, the booty warrior, just broke down what he's done to a lot of dudes to be in and out of prison. Appreciate it, Broken Traditions. We gotta keep growing together. You know what I'm saying? No, growing together. I'm reading the damn comments. Broken Tradition, let me show y'all. So be like, this nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Broken Tradition said we got to keep growing together. That was the last thing I read before I came back over. But we got to take a serious look at it because it does impact the community, this thought process, because you're having a whole generation of men that are really only wanting to be respected for the same two things, lust and anger. How many bitches he can get, how many fights he can win. And then when you look up and you're 35, 40, hell, 50 years old and you don't got nothing to show for your life other than a bunch of bitches that you didn't end up with. And let me talk to the sisters real quick.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Because y'all ass keep believing what the fuck these niggas is saying. You get mad at the quote unquote nice guy. You find everything wrong with him, right? But ask yourself, out of all these alphas you done fucked, you only fuck with real niggas, this, that, and the third. How many of them dudes married you? How many of them dudes tried to marry you? How many of them stayed married to you if you did get married? How many of them even treated you like anything else other than a walking vagina? This is why I give the sisters so much goddamn hell. Y'all the first teachers of the child. A lot of y'all are turning your sons into the nigga you say you don't like no more, but that's who you gave the baby to. And you want the beta male to come in on the back end, play cleanup, and a lot of brothers just ain't having it no more. Y'all done fucked up the church's money. I wish I had. I'm gonna have to download that goddamn soundbite. Now you know you done fucked up. You can give all the hate you want to give to brothers leaving the community, passport bros, or whatever the fuck. But we've seen the writing on the wall. We've seen our uncles go through it. Come in on the back end, supposed to play cleanup for some other man. You see the theory of the alpha male has been around since the late 60s, early 70s. Let's go back to even before that. Let's go back to slavery. They'll take the biggest black man and the thickest black woman and breed them like fucking pit bulls. They used to have black men fight each other, literally box to the death. And that was that man's reward. Whoever survived got a woman and a bottle of whiskey. And now we do that shit for the free. Fighting each other over bullshit. Fighting each other over a woman that don't want neither one of you for real. Let them really start talking. She just wanted some dick. Again, alpha fucks, beta bucks. She wants the attention from the quote unquote alpha, the physical attention, maybe even emotional attention. But she's definitely going to get the physical attention because it's easier for women to get sex, and neither the alpha, beta, whatever the fuck is going to turn that down if he's attracted to her. If she's an attractive woman, and we all got that one that ain't nobody going to know about. So there goes that. But you got the brothers out here competing for women. They either truly don't want them because she just wanted some dick, or he himself just wanted some pussy and have no intention of keeping her. And oops, here come a baby. Now we got another fatherless child out there, or more parents having friction, or the dude might actually be good with women and a good natured dude. He just might be pulling like that. But now we got another quote unquote broken home. It's so many layers to this shit, sis. I mean, yeah, sis. I say sis. I talk to the sister. I try not to call them bitches and hoes all the time. So I was talking to the sister just then. But yeah, so the picture with a Derrick Jackson up there as well. He's an archetype for a quote unquote fuckboy, alpha male. But I don't respect it because this nigga a straight up liar. But in our community, we got to make fucked up shit sound really good. So we say shit like, he finessed. He got game. No, the nigga's a liar. And what's crazy is these bird brain ass bitches. Fuck what I just said. Let me get in my bag. These bird brain ass hoes really be eating out of these type of dudes' hands. They like that shit, unfortunately, because if they didn't, most of these kids would have fathers. Now, I know sometimes the nigga did run game and lie to you and all that shit. Like he wasn't who he said he was. He wasn't who he was presenting. I get it. But oftentimes, you can't sell us on woman's intuition. So oftentimes, y'all know more from jump. You can't tell us you got woman's intuition, and then all of a sudden some evil man tricked you. It just happened out the blue. I don't know. He changed up on me. But again, these guys get the respect, because what's fucked up, he'll turn around and your best friend will know how dirty he did you, sis. And he'll still fuck your best friend and she cool with it. Because a lot of time, y'all motherfuckers in competition. Y'all think it be the men. We'll play our role. A lot of y'all bitches be in competition for a quote unquote alpha male. So you turning yourselves into a fucking breeding farm. Because a man, period, a heterosexual man, gonna move like he gonna move. Others may be more assertive or aggressive than others. But at the end of the fucking day, we all want some pussy. That fucking simple. And it's bigger than the box. But let me get to these comments. We gotta grow. Shout out Broken Traditions. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get my my soundboard crazy. Oh, I got another one. Because so many women be wrapped up with these dudes and they acting crazy, they end up with a whole bunch of emotional damage. It's wild, man. I forgot. Again, getting back to, I'm glad I read that comment. Hold on, Lawrence. I'm gonna get to your comment. Let me bring yours up real quick. I remember that point now. See, Lawrence, shout out Lawrence again. Said, for those who remember, Nick the Greek, a sports analyst, got fired for saying the breeding you mentioned is the reason blacks are superior physically. I vaguely remember that. I think I vaguely remember that, Lawrence. But that shit actually happened. Like, it's history. Like, there were certain there were certain slave owners where that was their slavery. Their farms ain't have shit to do with cotton. They had breeding farms. Thus the name, their farm. They had breeding farms. Y'all hold on. For those that weren't on when I first started, Swiss Miss has added Lucky Charms marshmallows to their hot chocolate, and that shit is fire. So, thank me later. Appreciate that, Coop. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Even if you tap in, if you're one of my subscribers and you just got to tap in and go, just when you peek your head in the door, as we say down here in the South, just hit the like button for me and, you know, go handle your business, whatever you got to do. But again, the likes are free. Y'all see the Cash App and the PayPal at the top. I'm not really one that likes to shake my tin cup, but I am trying to grow the channel, get some better equipment, and branch off and do different things. I'm going to keep this space on YouTube, but I got a lot of ideas. But getting back to what I was talking about with the Fleece Johnson, you have a lot of guys that go in there and they call it gay for the state. So a lot of these alphas are either getting ran up in or they're running up in other dudes. Hope y'all can hear that. That was that Boondocks Thuggy Love. We know how that turned out. Jail nigga, you can't. But we know how that shit turned out. A lot of these dudes go in there, and I tell women, I was telling one of my homegirls the other day, what's crazy is y'all be dealing with all these street dudes, and it's like this nigga knows exactly how much trouble he can get in without actually getting sent all the way down the road, you know, or catching Fed time or going, you know, down the road across state where can't nobody really get to him. He always seemed to do just enough to end up in the county off and on. Bitch, he got a boyfriend in there. Dumbass. But then again, these are the guys y'all like. Shout out to my bro Drew Titan, Painful Excellence Podcast, as he so eloquently put it. These niggas got boo-boo stains in the back and the front, and this is what a lot of our sisters are choosing. I try not to toot my own horn, but I done seen it so many goddamn times. What's going on, Keith? Appreciate you stopping in, bro. Hey, we got royalty in the house again. Y'all know I gotta stop for the sisters. The sign language. Shout out to Gail at Night, the baddest moderator in YouTube. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. It's always the go-to. Always the go-to. And again, it's not just the women. Like I said earlier, a lot of these alpha males are just male divas. They talk. Pay attention. I'm just asking y'all, do Kofa that favor. Come back and report to me when you gather up your information. Watch how these quote-unquote alpha males move a lot of times when they don't get their way. Same thing. Shame, insult, guilt need to be right. That's when you start becoming all, nigga, go get some pussy, old sis ass, fuck ass nigga. All that shit. Niggas trying to be extra hard to cover up that. Y'all let me know when I start lying. So again, the beta is truly the alpha. If we're gonna flip flop it, right? Again, this just a Kofa theory. Phone was going on. Again, just a Kofa theory. So if we're going to take this idea and tropes, and I just showed you the guy who came up with the idea of the alpha wolf, disbanded his own theory. While a lot of his information he said is still correct, it's outdated. Things changed, right? Because he had to view it. He had to view the wolves in their own environment. So he viewed them when they were locked up, when they had to be savages and fight over little resources and things like that, or fight over a female wolf, because one that many in captivity with them, just like the dudes in prison. Ain't no woman in prison, right? So now think about the community at large, but the horse is already out the barn. The community at large, we're in our natural habitat, but the socialization is already there. And I hate throwing slavery out there, but again, this is what we've been taught through history. Still recently, in order to be a man, it used to be, in order to be a man, you had to have the ability to take care of a woman. Now it's just the ability to get multiple women. You don't even got to take care of them. Ain't that crazy? Do y'all see where I'm going with this? How it's flip flop? Somebody talk to me in the chat. See, let me put up a one if I'm making sense. If you're seeing where I'm coming from, even if you disagree, just somebody throw a one in the chat if it's kind of sinking in with what I've given y'all. Yeah, Gail is super sharp. Broken traditions. Appreciate that. I got 1-1, so I guess I got somebody that's like, I can kind of see that. Broken tradition, you got a chance to hop on, bro? You still juggling? Okay, I'm making sense. I'm making sense. I appreciate those ones. I must be making sense because again, it's just the way I sat back and thought about it is I had to really take a objective look because we hear this so much. It's been shoved down our throat. The alpha beta conversation. And even again, I told you myself, looking at the landscape of things, I fall more what's given to us as the archetypes, more of the Sigma male traits. For those that don't know, I might do a video on that too, but again, that's starting to be debunked and questioned and stuff like that. And it's just kind of pseudoscience, just good theories, good ideas to talk about and flesh out. But so a Sigma male is basically an alpha male that doesn't like the spotlight. He doesn't have to be the leader of the pack. He has the skill set to do so, but he really doesn't care. Kind of the lone wolf theory. For those just kind of thinking about the archetype, think about John Wick. He can get down and dirty and handle business, but he'd rather play with his puppy and mind his own business. But you can hop on Broken Tradition. The link is up there whenever you get a second. Let me see my first. Oh yeah, Broken Tradition. Gail says her first time hearing that, referring to the sign language, shame, insults, guilt trip, need to be right. She heard it from Kevin Samuels, so she didn't make it up. I should have put KS next to the quote, but thanks. But yeah, appreciate you that saying that too, Gail, because that was the first time I heard it stated like that. Was from KS, RIP again. But we got to keep it going. So thank you for using it again and keeping it rolling, because I feel like a lot of people do want us to forget the work that Kevin Samuels was trying to do, because they're so damn sensitive about how he was talking, and most people are passing judgment on him based off of clips and not watching his full videos, because he was really riding for a lot of sisters. He was really riding for marriage in the black community. He was really riding for a lot of average brothers. If you really paid attention and listened again, and we got to be able to step out our feelings sometimes, y'all. Even if he was talking about and to quote unquote high value men, he never shit on the average guy ever. And I'm not gonna say I watched all, but I've been watching him off and on since 17, 18 when he kind of hopped on and he was getting in men's asses and nobody had anything to say. And then the pandemic happened. Everybody had more time on their hand at the house. And he told the sister she was average at best, and then it became a problem. Thanks again for clearing that up, Gail. But then he became a problem. Bring on Broken Traditions. There you go, brother. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yo.
Yeah, we got you. We can hear you.
You. Hold on. All right, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you clear.
Okay,
y'all put it one in the chat if y'all can hear Broken Traditions.
No, it was my thing. I had put the wrong speaker system in for my headphones, so I was making sure that it was all good.
Okay. Yeah, man, we got you loud and clear, brother. I appreciate you hopping on with me. Everybody, after this, or let me see, can you drop your link in the chat when you hop back in? Just drop your link in the chat.
I got you.
So you guys make sure you follow Broken Traditions. Solid brother. Like I said, give him his flowers while he can smell them. Brother, you helped me. I would not be on this live right now if it wasn't for your tutelage and pointing out certain things. Again, for the men, or for anybody, but mainly for the men. Y'all know I'm a male advocate. Go to a cigar bar, man. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know the information you're going to be able to get. Because this is where I met this brother. I'm probably going to tell this story 15, 20 more times. But we met on a humbug at a cigar bar. It was just happened to be packed that day. And we ended up sitting next to each other and having a conversation. And here we are, 4 or 5 months later?
Yeah,
so, yeah. But what are your thoughts on the topic? Again, for those that just came in, y'all make sure y'all follow Broken Traditions. Tonight's topic, you ain't an alpha, you just fuck a lot. The theory is that the alpha isn't taking care of alpha business. He's not capable or really willing to take care of a household and actually be a leader. He's just an alpha by default, by swag and sleeping with a bunch of women. And the beta male provider may actually be the true alpha because he's able to lead and handle actual grown folks' business. But go ahead.
I think that it's like a vicious cycle. You feel me? Because the quote unquote alpha, the one that you explained, that's not really the alpha, comes from being raised by the single bitted baby moms that never got no real game from a man. From either could be like an uncle, a father figure, or it could be from the baby father, what have you. Never got that real game. So once that man once that boy become raised as a man under her parental guidance, he becomes that. And the mom always make excuses for that man. I see it too many times where you see a grown man, like you said, multiple kids all over the place, ain't taking care of shit, but the moms is always holding him down. Yeah. And it's always a vicious cycle. Yeah. I don't know if you touched on that or not, but I always see that a lot. Like I seen, I had this conversation the other day with somebody, and I'm like, damn, how did she get caught up? How did this girl I know get caught up in this situation with this dude? Because he was always laid up with her, but not taking care of his kids. But now they got a kid together. He not laid up with her no more. He laid up with the next chick, and he not taking care of his other kid that he just got. It's like a constant cycle over and over again. I don't understand how people don't see it. And like I said, it's always, I just don't understand, to tell you the truth, man. Like how people don't see it.
Yeah, it's I was reading some of the comments. Theo, I'm gonna get to your comment, bro. It took a lot of patience to survive 15 years in the Army. I'm gonna pivot real quick, bro. My mind aches thinking about it. Man, look here, we're gonna have to hop on the phone for that one. But yeah, I do got stories. But yeah, it's back to your point. I don't know how we really don't see it in the community a lot, bro. Because it's obviously there. It obviously takes place. It's a constant. And then what bothers me a lot of times about the sisters is they stick with that archetype. That's why I was talking about the idea of what the alpha male archetype is in our community. Yeah. Because she did it with the first guy and then did it with the second baby daddy and maybe the third or fourth. I know there's plenty of sisters that got multiple kids by multiple men, whatever the case. But they seem to be dating the same guy, or getting pregnant by the same guy in a different body.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. They have a type.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And like, as far as that type, where do you think that infatuation comes from?
I hate to be that guy, but again, slavery.
Okay, slavery?
I think I think that's the start of it. Again, like I had talked about, I don't know if you saw or heard when I touched on, they used to have black men fight to the death, and the one that survived would get a woman, of course a slave woman, wasn't gonna get no white girl, but a slave woman and a bottle of whiskey. And then over time, it just became this idea of the outlaw, the guy that thumbs his nose at the rules in society. That's a real man because he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said before, if y'all pay attention, the alpha male is a male diva. Y'all know how women usually do what the fuck they want. And then if some man's supposed to play cleanup, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's I was emotional, XYZ. Watch how a lot of these alpha males move, because they do what the fuck they want. And when they fuck up, they don't never take responsibility or accountability. It's somebody else's fault, or it's a reason why. If you really sit up there, and then our sisters make excuses for it. So I think it's just something that has been passed down time after time after time. And again, another Kofa theory, these guys that are getting those opportunities, they're making multiple children. So they're recopying themselves so many times. So let's say there's a alpha fuckboy in the 70s.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids. Each one of those 2 kids go off. It's a girl. She's accustomed to that, so she picks that type of guy. It's a boy. That's what he's used to, so he becomes that type of guy. So you got a brother and sister out there. They each have 2-3 kids. So now you got, from 2 people, you got 6 more people out there being raised with the same mentality. And I think it's just spread. That's just, again, a Kofa theory. Just doing some basic math. Now, those 3 kids might reproduce 3 kids that do the same. We're just passing it down. We're passing it down.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. I didn't take it back to as far as slavery. I would say as far as, because I would say, like, I guess the hip hop culture, this new culture, which I'm not a fan of.
We got to do a collab on that, bro.
Yeah, because I think
on that before.
Yeah, because I think that does have a lot of things to do with the image of what women think men want and what men think women want, and it's not the reality. But for some reason, people do flock to those type of people that's in that culture. So like you say, the guy you just basically described, he's that dude that's on the rap videos, that's on the social media, that's popular, that all the women is flocking to.
Yeah. Same
thing with the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of off topic, on topic. People saying women, they said a woman get her body done because that's what men like on Instagram, right? But it's not really men liking it on Instagram. It's what the algorithm is pushing. So it's like you're not chasing what men like. You chasing algorithms, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like we chase algorithms, but
in real life.
What happened?
I said in real life.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take it back as far as slavery, because after slavery, we did kind of debunk that mindset, and there was a lot of, whole households together, father and mother raising kids up, and they were teaching their kids that for quite some time after slavery.
And the reason why I went to slavery, though, is because there's always been a space, especially here in this country, there's always been a space in the black community where somebody didn't have their dad, whether he was sold, or whether he went up north to go work and maybe send money back home, after slavery and the industrial boom. Maybe he went up to Chicago or Detroit, different things like that. That's what I'm saying. It just kind of snowballed. I'm not saying because of necessarily,
but that's the root of it.
There's always been little pockets here and there. But I totally agree with you with what's being shoved on us, social media wise, music wise. But again, looking back, where did social media get it from? The hip hop generation of our generation.
Yeah.
Where did we get it from? The blaxploitation films of the 70s.
Yeah.
Think about how many songs have sampled songs from back then, or recreated movies as videos during the 90s. They took those old movies, the Cotton Comes to Harlem, Superfly.
Yeah. I mean, they just redid Superfly out here in Atlanta.
Yeah. The Mac.
Yeah.
Where you got a brother that's a pimp and then a brother that's pro-black, and the friction in the community. So it's been there for a while, man. But now, like I said, the horse is not only out the barn, it has ran down the road. And I don't know what direction we're going to go from here. But I do agree with you that we're chasing a real life kind of algorithm where a lot of people are trying to keep up with this imagery, but that's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely try. I was going to do a video on that. I'm not sure when, but I definitely want to touch on us chasing algorithms, because I see it.
Yeah.
I see it a lot.
Let me get some of these chats in here.
Yeah, I just see what Lauren said. I agree with that.
Let me see. Bring Gail up. Kind of how some see a thug as strong and powerful because he stays in trouble, and men who have real emotional intelligence who will really protect them as weak. So yeah, the women see, I guess, the thug activity as physical strength. He got a gun, he'll protect me, this, that, and the third. The guy with emotional intelligence is able to recognize a bad situation. Again, military stuff, shout out to Theo, but situational awareness, like, hey, something don't feel right, it's time to cut and leave before they start shooting at the club, where a lot of our women want the guy that's going to stay and shoot it out at the club because he's really protecting her. But the guy that's like, hey, something ain't right, we need to go, now he's scary. A lot of times we say.
Matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example. Steven Jackson at the Davis Garcia fight. So they had this big melee, I think something with Meek Mill, and Steven Jackson is mad because this melee is going on, and he's getting mad at people saying, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife. Like, if a fight is breaking out in the crowd, who is worried about saying excuse me to your wife? You see what I'm saying? But now he's bucking up, tucking his chain in, getting all loud, say, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife. I'm like, me as a man, if something's going on, I got my wife with me, we're going to just dip to the side and wait till the shit clears out, then come back to our seats.
So
why am I sitting there screaming on people saying, y'all need to say excuse me to my wife? I'm not moving. That's crazy talk.
Yeah. That's wild, man, because anything could have jumped off. And see, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's my wife. No, nigga, it's time to, hey, we finna, babe, get up. Let them do what they gonna do. And then next thing you know, you in it. And then the law's called. Or you gotta call the Undertaker. Which the system is gonna system, y'all. The system gonna get two niggas for the price of one if they can.
Yeah.
So brothers, please don't fall into that rope of trying to be this alpha male and, hey man, I'm protecting my part of protection is avoidance. you don't have to be there in a lot of shit. You don't got to fall in line with this trope and this trait of the quote unquote alpha male. That's why I had the thumbnail that I had. You got a Derrick Jackson that fits this archetype, but he's also the same archetype that women say they hate. As far as emotion, he's a liar, he's a cheater. Like, this man cheated on his wife multiple times. And I think one of the chicks was like, if she didn't have an abortion, they would have had a kid. So but physically, he's the archetype. He didn't have to be a thug. It's so many different ideas about a quote unquote alpha male, and what it boils down to is lust. Who the women to sleep with? Yeah. How many women to throw their panties at them a lot of times? Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being attracted to what you want to be attracted to as a woman. But on the back end, the guy that's coming in as the quote unquote beta or the backup plan or the cleanup man, he deserves even more respect because he's the true alpha, because he's leading something. You can't be a male lion and have a pride and have your cubs and not protect them when the hyenas come. Yeah. You can't be a wolf, quote unquote alpha wolf. The thought process that we had until we got David Meck's clarification of his own damn book, the man that came up with the term. You can't be this alpha and you're not protecting your pack. You're not protecting your own cubs. At the end of the day, go ahead.
Like, even in a smaller perspective, say something was coming to harm the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like some type of, say, like a bear that could just fuck the wolves up and they can't do nothing with the wolves. I mean, the wolves can't do nothing with the bear. They're gonna move the small cubs and the female wolves out the situation, because that's a smart thing to do. They're not gonna sit there and try to buck up and fight a bear, because they're gonna lose that fight 10 times out of 10. They're just being smart.
And again, it's so many alphas that don't do that, or they think they're protecting the woman by being brolic and, you know, aggressive, when all you did was escalate the situation. And again, everybody ain't gonna make it, bro. Yeah. This is how pistol play comes into a lot of situations that could have been avoided in our community, because of somebody's mouth. Then somebody feel disrespected, a fight, guns break out, or, you know, in its simplest terms, these dudes is just bed hopping. The women are okay with it, and nobody suffers but the children. But then the quote unquote beta is supposed to come back again and do the heavy lifting and take care of a whole household, right? But he's doing the work. Now, again, while I had Fleece Johnson up there and the little pride lion with the color on the thumbnail, because a lot of these dudes are out here. It's but a lot of women don't want to admit it because it's too much, but they'll complain about it. This is why they attack the nice guy or the simp or the beta or whatever. They'll attack him. Oh, y'all niggas zesty. You gay. This, that, and the third. He's suspect. But the dude you laying up with, you're just a beard for him. You're just a cover. Yeah. So he can really be with the guys that he want.
It's crazy. You know, out here, it's bad with that. And, you know, I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, yeah, she dating this dude, whatever. And she's on speakerphone talking to him. And how can I say this without being offensive? He had like a gay accent. You know how like gay people have the accent when they talk. So I asked her, I said, yo, is he bisexual? And she was like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, you sure? And she's like, nah. All right. So now so I'm talking to her. She was like, yeah, you know, he be trying to get me to go to like these sex parties and stuff like that, but I ain't with all that. And he said he want to see other dudes have sex with me. I'm like, you sure he's not bisexual? And she was like, nah, I don't think so. Then my other homegirl met him, and she texted me like, yo, yeah, I think he is too. I'm like, I'm telling you, like, it's a lot of that going out there, and like you said, it's a lot of denial. Like, oh, I guess you like this person for whatever reason. You don't want to see that, but everybody else seeing it, and you just out here looking the fool.
And it's just
you cannot make this shit up.
It's clear as day, man.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff be clear as day. I was telling somebody the other day, had a conversation with my homegirl when I first moved to Atlanta. You know, I heard the stories, you know, a lot of gay dudes, you know, down low men, whatever the case. And it was this dude that I worked with, and like, I'm sorry, he was just obviously a gay male, like not just like, oh man, he kind of did that feminine, oh, he grew up in a house full of women. Like, no, this nigga was he was gay. It's just it's okay.
Yeah.
But everybody swore he was getting married. He even said, you know, my fiance. And I worked at this job when I first got here, like the first year and a half, maybe 2 years I was here. And he had been talking about his fiance since like the first week of work. I'm like, ain't nobody ever seen a picture of her? And then somebody was like one of his friends at the job was like, oh, she's really pretty. Da, 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 da. Like, she's like a 10. She's like, I'm like, okay, you laying it on too thick. You should have just stopped at pretty. Yeah. So somebody like came up to me one day in the break room was like, you know that motherfucker with a trend, right? I was like, it makes sense now. It makes sense. Because, hey, if that's the way you rock. But he always referred to his partner as she. But I'm like, bruh, from the look to the mannerism to the voice, everything. And this isn't to talk about, you know, anybody's sexual preference or whatnot.
Yeah.
Do what you do, but bringing it back on topic, is so much stuff that our women allow because a dude looks a certain way as an alpha male, and he been laying up in men the whole time.
Yeah.
Or again, like I don't know if you heard that example I gave, but these dudes, you respect the street culture, and dude in and out the county, he know just enough what crime to do just to go in county where he don't get sit down the road across state or catch a Fed charge, and he's in and out of county. Like, bitch, he got a boyfriend in there.
Yeah, you said like, that, I was like, damn, I never thought about that. I was like, yo.
We all know that, like, man, like, he's like, oh, he locked up again? Like, how much time he get? Oh, man, he just in the county. He got 90 days. 90 days again? For the same shit? Oh, let me get the Gail comment. Let me scroll up real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Bro, how much longer time you got for me?
I got a few more minutes. I was gonna make. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna make some tea right quick. So I want to get you tea before I go to bed.
I'm gonna wrap up, man. We've been on here.
Okay.
Been on here an hour and a half. Let me get these comments down. I want to get your parting thoughts.
Okay.
Where we go? Yes, your comment made sense about the thugs, Gail. Let me see. Okay, for the guys who prefer to leave and avoid confrontation and unnecessary trouble, chicks will call him weak, a punk, etc. A lot of them like to start fights. That is true. One of my more recent videos, my popular videos, where I was talking about how I almost Tory Lanez and Gervonta Davis myself. That particular ex, again, young, stupid, not seeing red flags. She was one of them chicks that always had a problem with the waitress. Brothers, that is a telltale sign. If you take a woman out and it's like she don't get along with nobody, like that is a telltale sign of who she is. She's going to find a problem for every solution. I'm going to say it again. She's going to find a problem for every solution. Let me give my goddamn self this.
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting. Damn, nigga!
She's going to find a problem for every solution. Watch out for that type of chick, bro. But Gail is 100% right. These women will start shit just to see what you gonna do. I just want to see how you handle yourself if something that you almost got me shot. Like, the fuck? Shut the fuck up sometime. Like, it wasn't that serious. She forgot your straw. I'm sorry. Like, we can fix that. That's fixable.
like that girl with the when the guy and the girl was in the police. No, the guy and the girl was in the park, and the police officer came out here in Atlanta.
Hold on, say it again.
So it was a guy and the girl in the park.
Mm-hmm.
It was after hours. So the police officer came and was like, yo, y'all gotta leave. And she had all this smoke for the cop until he said, you're arrested. And that dude was like, I'm just trying to get some butt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, first of all, how y'all in the park that late? Like, y'all got nowhere to go? Like,
man, y'all, and they were grown. Like, they were well in their 30s.
Yeah, because me and Drew actually did a video on that. And I'm like, yo, it had out-of-state plates. So, you know he ain't from around there.
Yeah.
They creeping in the park. It's like, then you can't get a quick short stay? Like, what, $60, $70?
Like, shawty, y'all look like y'all selling dope. Out-of-state plate in the park, after hours.
Yeah.
With the lights on. Like, something's, like, cops rode through there looking for that type of activity, but they found something else, and it's soon found out.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
They threw them handcuffs on, and dude tried to talk to her, right? Like the cop was very patient, but she kept verbally escalating the situation. And then again, this is what I'm talking about. Now, all black men are supposed to be these alpha males and ride for the sister. I remember a lot of black women were giving brothers in general pushback because we didn't ride for her the way black women rode for, you know, George Floyd or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, she couldn't shut the fuck up. Like, she wouldn't shut the fuck up. She was damn near daring him to do that shit. And dude was way more patient than a lot of other cops would have been.
Yeah.
Let me see, one more from Gail. Let me see. There are a lot of women who get turned on by their man fighting. Even if the man is beating on them, they may call the police, but they'll bail him out and stay with him. Oh, God damn it, Gail. You just...
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting. Damn, nigga!
That's big facts, Gail.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of, again, all this shit, that video I did on my ex, same shit. To this day, I don't think I've said this publicly. No, I think I said it. I might have dropped it on Dr. T or something. I can't have makeup sex. I can't. An argument, fight, and then it turns immediately into passion. You gotta leave me the fuck alone for like a couple of days till I'm not mad at you anymore, until we get this shit resolved. So like how some couples are going to the I hate you too, and I can't do it. I can't do it because of that. Yeah. Like, some women are turned on by this shit, and that's just not who the fuck I am. Like, I want to save my 25 to life for a good reason. Somebody broke in, somebody did something to my daughters. I want to save mine for a good reason. I don't want to be heated in the middle of an argument just because you want to see how I'm gonna handle it when we in public. But
yeah,
I digress, brother. Go ahead and give us your closing thoughts. Drop your channel. Let us know where to find you.
Closing thoughts. Thanks for having me, man. Like, I was kind of in the middle. Like I said, I was uploading a video. That's why I'm kind of disheveled. Like, I was like, and I was on the phone with my girl at the same time. So she fell asleep. So I was like, I could sneak over here.
Shout out to Mama Lex. Shout out to Mama Lex. When y'all get over the Broken Tradition channel, y'all find out. But shout out to Mama Lex.
Yeah. But you can find me at Broken Traditions on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I'm falling back from TikTok. I don't know. I'm not feeling TikTok no more. I think that's my new thing I'm not feeling. So YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Just started the Broken Traditions podcast. Yeah, you gotta start making people moderators, yo.
I gotta figure out how to do that. Again,
I'll show you tomorrow.
See, he helping me out again. More stuff I don't know. When I told y'all I was flying this motherfucker while I built it, shout out to Kevin Samuels again. I swear to God, every other week it's like, oh shit, I can do that. Oh damn, I can do that. Now I'm hoping, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm hoping I got a trick I can show Broken Traditions tomorrow, and he can be like, oh, because I didn't tell him. I text him earlier like, hey, bro, I figured out something. He's like, okay, cool. So we're going to link up tomorrow, smoke a cigar. I know he's going to put me on game. I'm hoping I can return the favor, be like, hey, did you know you can do this, nigga? And hit a button and have him, oh, shit, thanks. But we'll find out.
But I just started my podcast, the Broken Traditions podcast. So basically, like last night I had a live stream and I couldn't say certain things on a live stream on YouTube because it'll demonetize it. So what I'm doing now is I'm having a podcast where I can have that conversation more fluently and more regular, you know what I'm saying? Like using certain words that you can't use on social media. There you go, Gail. She's right.
Oh, okay. See, look at Gail showing out. Hold on, I gotta put her up again. I told you, man, she baddest moderator. So what do you say? Let me read instructions. If you have a YouTube admin, just go to chat, click on the person's name, and options should pop up. Bam. Uh-oh.
See, do you have YouTube open? Yeah, it should be 3 dots. Yeah, if you have YouTube open, go to the person name. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to put you in timeout. Hide user channel. Oh, that's how you add moderator. Well, I'll be damn. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, bro.
That's one less thing for us to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah. But my 3 dots, I don't have an option. I clicked on your name, but don't say options. Do I got to right click? I'm slow. Y'all forgive me. Don't laugh at me. I swear we're gonna wrap up. Well, y'all see him in the chat. Go follow Broken Traditions, because again, I can't figure this shit out right now. I'm pressing buttons and damn near.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, too, I think you click the 3 dots on my name. It says like go to channel. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, go to channel.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to go off of what I was at. Uh-oh, what do you say? Check comment before that. He has to be a mod to drop a link to his channel in the chat. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm on your page now. I was trying to. Where's the damn share button? I know it was one on here. Yours is set up kind of different from mine. I don't know what YouTube is doing, but anyways, y'all just go to y'all find his name in the chat. I appreciate that, Gail. All bullshit aside, all jokes aside, I really do appreciate that. I did learn something new today. So
Did you make Gail a moderator?
No, I did not. So let me try that. Let me okay, we're gonna experiment now. I'm gonna give my closing thoughts in a minute, y'all. Y'all keep rocking with me. Y'all watch as I learn. I use Gail, add as moderator. Gail at night is now a moderator for your channel. Gail, did you get your wrench? What do? Respond to your previous comment about her. Yep, it is called the shit test, Gail. She was. I'm not finna block you. What you get? I'm not gonna block you, Gail. You helping me out. Did you get your wrench? I made you a moderator. I hit the right. I think I hit the right button. It said Gail Knight is now a moderator. I'm not finna block you. But you didn't answer my question because I can't see the wrench on YouTube. You didn't get it?
So you're able to see it now that she said comment.
Yeah, we can. She said she didn't get it though.
Damn, yo.
I don't know. YouTube not showing me any love. I ain't gonna say that. Don't cut me off. Then the whole goddamn chatter drop. But I'm just trying to figure this shit out. Like I said, man, I am flying the plane. I'm building the plane as I fly it, rather.
Yeah.
But I did learn something tonight, y'all. But you see, she had said no. But appreciate you coming on, Broken Traditions. We'll link up tomorrow, brother. I'm gonna let you go. Wrap up my closing comments, closing thoughts, and then then we're gonna move on to the next, man. But I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you tapping in.
Thanks
as always, brother. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. I'll see you tomorrow, dog.
Matter of fact, I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. Don't worry about it.
All right, but don't forget. Don't forget. You know we're 40 now, so don't forget. Put a note.
No, I ain't 40 yet. I got a few more months.
Oh, you got a couple more months? Oh,
yeah.
Damn, I thought we was on the same. Thought we was on the same track. Okay. Yeah, I'll be 41 in February. But
oh yeah.
But you still got pre-40 brain. Just put it in your phone.
I got you.
All right, bet.
All right, later.
Peace.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. Solid brother, man. Helped me out way more than he really had to, man, and just off a humbug. And I've learned so much. Again, wouldn't be here in this space with you lovely people. So to recap tonight, you're not an alpha, you just fuck a lot. Gail said she just subbed to your channel, Broken Traditions. But you're not an alpha, you just fuck a lot. We really have to take a look at this dynamic because it really is more than lust and anger that black men have to offer in our community. This whole idea of grown-ass men still applauding and talking like they in high school of, oh, go get you some pussy, go get you some money, that type of shit. We ain't even really dive deep into character. I might do a part 2. I think I'm getting pretty good at this part 2 thing. Uh-oh, hold on. My daughter calling me. I'll call her back. Love you, but I'll call her back if she sees this. But we got to dive deeper into what these archetypes look like and mean, because even if they're scientifically disproven or there's a kind of pivot or a new theory added in, it's going to be a lot of people that are going to hold tight to them. So if you're going to hold tight to these theories and these traits, you still want to be the best version of that that's going to benefit others and yourself. That's what a community looks like. This is why I talked about this topic tonight, because a lot of this idea that we have of the alpha, these brothers aren't taking care of their part. And as I've told women before, when they telling us to corral our homeboys and get them to get their shit together, why in the fuck would I hang out with a dude that don't take care of his responsibilities and I'm paying child support? I'm taking care of my children. We don't fuck with them niggas. I told y'all that before. We don't fuck with those guys that a lot of women are lusting after and running behind. It's not because, oh, you can't handle it, you can't run in that circle, or you're not that caliber or status of guy. A lot of them niggas on some fuckboy shit. And nobody knows more than black women, because y'all always tell on their ass after the fact. But we don't like talking about how women are just as visual and physical as men, especially when it comes to sex, right? But you're the most sexually liberated women on the face of the planet. Y'all can do what y'all want. But you don't like to talk about the shit that you get yourself into because of that sexual liberation. That's a whole nother lie. But again, if you're going to stay with that alpha male trait, you need to be a leader. You need to have a pack. You need to have a pride. And it can't just be your homeboys. Where's your family, bro? If the beta is the beta male provider, he's secondary or whatnot, now he's in a, I don't even know if this is a word, he's in a provisionary level. He's the one protecting and providing. He's the one that's leading. He's the one feeding those kids. He's the one to put those children on his health insurance. He's the one that started the trust. He's taking care of a family, aka a pride. And to sum up, the guy that came up with the alpha wolf theory, what was his name again? G.R.O.W.T.H. He came up with that theory by watching wolves in captivity, not in the wild, not in their natural habitat. Something was taken away from them, and they were taken away from their natural habitat. So they acted differently than they normally would have. We would never even have this theory possibly. And we know that the human population moves different from the animal kingdom. We're mammals. We are that. We move similar, but it's not the same. So now observing wolves in their natural habitat, he sees that simply said, they're just parents. The pack is the household. Can you take care of a household? But anybody want to give me pushback, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. As I said before, really have the discussion amongst your peers. Is there such thing as an alpha male? If there is, are you that? You're not an alpha. You just fuck a lot. If you won't smoke, I got that too. I told you I have at least a cigar a day. I don't mind smoke. So please understand.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
And I always got to hit you with Uncle Bernie. If people don't like you.
People don't like how you be yourself. Fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on and crazy through on their lips.
As always, brothers, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.